quiet this series, I will say. The MVP of this team last year's AA MVP, as it looks like they're going to bring in the pinch runner as well. This is where you want Figueroa to make some noise.
Yeah, he did a good job last game of just getting a couple of base knocks. It's the team around him hasn't been doing enough. He's not someone that relies on singles.
Bang!
Yeah. Big strikeout.
Inside two-seamer. That pitch has been deadly all series. Valenzuela is going to stay in the game here. And tactical reaction there to try and distract the hitter, I think, from that absolute meatball. Gets the out of it. I will say, last season during the playoffs, I had the Enemigos, and we had hot mics during our series. And if ever he threw a meatball down the middle, he would scream, and I would get distracted and not be able to hit the ball.
I've employed a tactic like that, doing a little hot mic with MJ last season, really throw him off. They're seeing a little bit more lag here at the end of the game, top of the ninth. The stream did crash. I think it's back up now, hopefully. I apologize about that, y'all. I am on Starlink, so you get what you get.
The stream has been steady for me, I will say.
Okay,
so.
It's probably just my end, then I can't load the stream back up, but I'm assuming it's playing.
Oh, that was a great pitch and got the contact he wanted, but the third baseman couldn't bring it in. I believe that is a replacement third baseman as well, as the third baseman before was pulled.
Might have made all the difference. He was right there for that catch. It almost looked like it phased through his glove. J3, though, you can't give up even one more run here. 5 is enough to have to deal with.
Yeah, Starlink is a tough way to go in a game like this. So that one's going to get through the hole again, base hit. In my day job, one of the things I do is I cover very remote communities. In fact, so remote that there's no roads to them. You have to fly in. They're called the fly-ins in Northern Ontario. They all have Starlink. They are trying to get rid of Starlink because they do not like it. They do not like how slow it is.
Oh, it's ass.
So if it's not good enough for the people who don't even have roads, I don't think it's good enough for esports. As the Enemigos get a double play to set up the bottom of the ninth.
I love using it because it gives me a free excuse anytime I lose.
David Walls, the batter. He's still swinging for the fences here. I think you got to start contact swinging if you're J3. Babytron looking to get the 3-inning save. And that one's deposited right back up the middle. The Enemigos have had an absolutely god-awful time this set converting base runners into runs, especially from first base. They have been caught in, I believe, if my math is right here, 5 or 6 double plays.
Yeah, no doubt. He's done a fine job getting runners on. It's really been chasing that moving fastball has resulted in so many double plays that shut down every chance he's had. And he does it again right there.
I mean, you could kind of really tell what pitch is coming here from Babytron. He's got Sillypowaranger's got it down to a dance right now. He's choreographed these pitches. It's a bit of ballet right now. Curveball on the outside, a little bit of a plie. Do you finish the game with your closer? I think you try and get the 3-inning save. 2-seam on the outside corner, getting him to look. Now he goes for it. 2 strikes here. Do you think he's going to throw another 2-seam outside? Let's see.
Coming. Oh, he does it, and it results in a hit. 2-seam outside was the play. Went with the curveball. Now you got to think about pulling Babytron as things can get sketchy here on a long ball.
Facing Michael Montez, as I would leave Tron in until you turn the lineup over. And I think that is going to be the plan here. So you want to defend against pinch hitter from the 9 spot if it is a right-hander. 3-1 count. And that is going to have a chance to end the game. To second for 1, on to first. And the Wisconsin Wildcards, c'est fini, la victoire, Wisconsin.
What an impressive showing from the wild cards here on our match of the week. I mean, that ended in a very expected way. Once again, he's able to turn a double play. It feels like every time J3 was trying to get something going, Silly was able to produce a double play ball and really shut down his opportunities. A lot of us, we're looking pretty silly now on the match of the week picks because so many of us were on the J3 sweep side, and Silly now, after this match of the week, on top of his last couple weeks, you can't doubt him anymore. And now he looks like somebody that's very much destined to be one of the higher seeds in the AAA, and he's just continuing to carry his momentum. Now through match of the week, he just kind of displayed to everybody that it's no fluke the last couple weeks what Silly's been doing. It feels like he's finally adjusted to the AAA gameplay, the AAA ego, and everything like that, and now he's a threat. And meanwhile, J3 on the other side is reeling in the AAA. Somebody that was ranked in the top 5 at one point in this season is going to find himself in that 10 to 15 range, and he's looking to turn his season around.
This is what you call, for Wisconsin, that is, this is what you call a signature win. This is the team came in this game 10-12. They're now going to be 12-12. This jumps them 4 spots in the standings. It also announces them. You said it yourself. When coming into the season, I don't know how many people had Sillypowaranger as a championship contender. You shut down a reigning champion like that at any level. That is announcing yourself to the world that, hey, come March, when we go to playoff time, remember the Wisconsin Wildcards, because when the chips fall, this is the team that can perform at the highest level on broadcast television.
Yeah, Silly's somebody that we've seen in the AAA a lot of, lower seeds advance pretty far because of the parity in that league. Silly, to me, feels like that type of player this season. He feels like that's somebody that's going to finish 6 to 10 in the seeding range, but has such high ups and downs over the course of a season that if he finds one of those ups come playoffs, he's somebody that can make a legit run for this thing. And I that's not something I thought about Silly until tonight. What really impressed me most, I talked about it multiple times, is his location was superb. It was very top tier. I believe that if you're going to win a championship really in any of the leagues, you've got to be a top 7 or so hitter. You got to be a top 7 or so pitcher. You don't necessarily have to beat the world with both sides, but you've got to at least be above average on both sides. And Silly is kind of entering that territory. If he's able to pitch that way, he already has a top 10 to 7 bat. Now he introduces this level of pitching. Very impressive performance from him so far, something that's going to turn a lot of heads of the rankers, I'm sure. And J3 on the other side, through the first half of game 1, really felt like he was outplaying Silly. Me and you both thought that he was really outplaying him. He led him in the hits, but trailed him in the scoring column. Then it felt like it was a little bit of a mental battle for J3. I think game 2 would have went, a lot better. But when you get down so much so early, and not everybody is used to that, somebody with as much success as the Enemigos is not used to trailing by 7 in the 3rd inning or 4th inning. And I think that really caused some fits for him. I think it caused him to be more aggressive on the mound, and it caused him to be too aggressive at the plate. So,
and I will say credit to Wisconsin for noticing that too. You saw, we could tell that J3 was seeing the red mist for about half of game 2. He was only seeing the red mist. It does still take some skill as a pitcher to notice that. We saw it coming. The 2-seamers to the outside. 2-seam to the outside, 2-seam to the outside. It was working every time. You have to know, when you've got a guy who's seeing the red mist, he's going to chase that. And if you can't pick up on that, this is the thing. And I want to say, this is why I think the Wildcards have shown today why they're a championship contender. What makes a champion in Super Mega Baseball is willingness to get off your game plan. I don't think the Wildcards came in this game saying, I'm facing J3, I'm going to throw a bunch of slow 2-seam fastballs outside. No, he was not thinking that. But when he saw that was working, and when he saw that J3 was seeing the red mist and was going to chase, He knew that's his ticket to winning the game. And what did he do? He adjusted. That's the adjustments aren't just for when you're losing. When you're winning and you can see a way to put the dagger in, you do it. And that's what he did. He played aggressively, but he played smart. And that's a championship contending team right there.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, and something that you see even more as you go up in the leagues is, like you said, finding that chink in the armor and kind of having the wherewithal to do it. You know, a lot of people like to just stick to their game plan. Hey, I'm a good locator of this pitch and that pitch. Okay, I might not be a great two-seam locator, but if he's chasing it off the plate time and time again, I should abuse that pitch. And we could see, I called it out, I think, in the second or third inning, Silly found that moving fastball was just causing fits for J3. He could not adjust to it, and he didn't adjust to it over the course of the set in its whole entirety. And no doubt, like you said, I think adjusting quickly is the #1 skill when it comes to winning a championship. I can speak from the XBL perspective. I think Wishbone is the quickest learning player in the XBL in terms of he's able to adjust so quickly and really figure out what you're doing, and it's resulted in him, winning back-to-back sweep world titles and finding a lot of success. I think there's a lot of players like that. I think the AAA is where you start to kind of form and mold that skill of really figuring out what's working and just abusing it. And that's what Silly did right there. And no doubt, I think that's something that's going to result in him, catapulting up the standings the rest of the season, as it seems like he's found something. And J3, there's a lot to be said for J3's season. He still has plenty of games left to play. Still someone with high aspirations. Still a playoff team, I think, for sure. And anything in the AAA, especially this season, more than anything I've seen. I always say the AAA is so wide open, bro. It's so wide open. Then somebody like a Dynasty or a Hate jumps up to the top, and it feels like, okay, well, AAA is kind of over. This season's actually different. This season, there really is 10, 12, 15 teams that can win that league. And I think that displayed it here tonight. Two teams that are close in the standings, but it just feels like set to set things are so different. Silly dominated tonight. I think if they played again, J3'd have a chance to dominate it. It's just in terms of matchups and things like that over the course of a series. But with that said, Joey, you did a great job on play-by-play. It was a lot of fun to have a new guy in here. I think it was really smooth. I think that the play-by-play was very clean, and it was a really fun AAA match of the week, and it's always fun to have a new guy in here. So if you got any final words, I'll get us out of here after you say your goodbyes.
This game, if you want to take the final word on this set, we saw a team that is learning to control the mental game, and we saw a team that has nearly perfected it at this level. AAA is still a development league. We can't lose sight of that. And what we've seen here is a team that needs development and a team that's developed. That's it for me.
Yeah, excellent point. Silly a couple years ahead. J3 right there behind him, reigning, ready to go in the AAA. For me, for Joey, great AAA match of the week. We'll have XBL match of the week, I believe, tomorrow night. Y'all hang on tight and look for that post on show announcements. It was a lot of fun here. Congrats to Sillypowaranger. Congrats to Misto. He's finally on the scoreboard in the match of the week. Pick'ems, Sham, and second to last. The two last place teams were the only ones that got points here. And so that's going to make these pick'em standings a lot more interesting and a lot more fun. I'm glad to see that. So y'all look out for the show announcements for the XBL match of the week. For me, for Joey, it was a lot of fun, and we will catch y'all next time. Peace.